This is the Anycubic M7 Pro. And is it a good printer? Let's take a look. So, the fine folks at Anycubic sent this over to your Resin 3D printing god, Akuma Mods, to do a little review on. And let me just say, I'm not really impressed. I'm kind of disappointed, to be completely honest. In the past, I have been kind of more of an avid person to go with Anycubic than its direct competitor. And that's been pretty consistent up until this machine. Now, this machine has been kind of so-so in terms of printing. And I don't really know what the exact issue is. Maybe it's just user error and not knowing how their new systems work, because there's a lot of technology packed into these printers now that have like fail safes and stuff like that, which don't seem to 100% work, or sometimes they work too much and they throw out some random errors that are not even errors that need to be thrown out. One of the strange things, though, that I would have to say about this printer is the fact that they make you choose between auto refill or air filtration. Now, why that is a thing is absolutely beyond me. They could have integrated some sort of a stacking system or made this a dual 2-in-1, a auto refill and an air filtration system. That could have been done super easy as far as I can tell. Now, in terms of power, that might have been a different story, but I'm sure they can easily up the power on that, because we're juicing out, 110 volts on this thing from a normal power supply. So I don't see why that couldn't be a possibility. But hey, it's beyond me, and I have no idea. One of the other very strange things that I just recently learned about that I was unprivy to, because, well, I print in pretty much a climate-controlled center. Very rarely do I need to use the heating systems on my printers, so I don't normally turn them on. Now, this one does have a heated vat system. Now, I say it in that way because, well, the heated vats is very, very good, but only for startup. That's the downside of it. So it is not a consistently heating vat system, and I don't understand why they decided to go with that route. I mean, I do. I've had somebody who was a follower of mine tell me about this, and I was absolutely flabbergasted at that idea. And I was like, there's no way that they designed that system like that. I don't know what would even make you think that that would be a good idea, because most of the people are concerned with fumes, so they print in garages and things like that. And a lot of people do print at this time of the year, in January, February, and even in December, where it is very, very cold in a lot of climates. Like, we just saw negative 25-degree weather here this past week. So for someone to have a system like that, they won't be able to print on this printer. Some other printers, yeah, they'll be able to print on it, but definitely not this one. So I just don't understand what their thought process was behind that, why they thought it was a good idea to have a preheating system, and then they said that, well, it preheats and then the UV LED takes care of that after the fact. That boggles my mind that that's even a thing. But maybe there's something behind that I'm not seeing or not understanding, but I logically I'm not understanding it. So it's just it blows my mind. So either way, other than that, the printer has just been okay. It's been maybe 2 prints, a failure, 1 print, a failure, 2 failures, a print, off and on. I really can't get it narrowed down. I've tried sanding the build plate. I've re-leveled several times, even going to as far as changing out the FEP, which that's like literally the last thing that you should ever do when you have failing prints is change out the FEP. Unless it's damaged, you should not be changing it. I don't care how many hours you have on it. I have some FEP that have well over 3,000 hours of print time on it, and it's still going strong. Now, obviously, your results will vary from print to print and printer to printer, but I've had some of them go that long. I've had some of them go 200, 300, 400 hours. You know, some of them have also lasted 50 hours, but that was because it got punctured. So, again, really just make sure that if you are replacing a FEP, make sure that it's damaged. There's really no reason to replace it otherwise. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do that for no earthly reason. You're wasting time, you're wasting FEP. There's no reason to waste that money. So, again, one of the strange things about this is that in the back of this printer, I thought it was an RJ45 jack, which Ethernet port, but from what it looks like is actually a telephone jack. What that is even used for is absolutely beyond me. I didn't look anything into the manual, so maybe there's something in there, but I have no idea why that would even exist on a printer nowadays. I haven't seen a phone jack in probably 20 years now. I'm not even exaggerating. It's been that long. And it's just strange to see it on a resin printer, but whatever. So this thing does have built-in Wi-Fi, so you can send prints to the printer via Wi-Fi. I don't seem to have this ability to add it to Shitu Manager, so you'll have to add it into the printer manually or use the Anycubic slicer, which I am absolutely 100% against. I understand what companies do with slicers and why they want their own slicers to stand out a little bit more, but please, companies, stop doing it. There's absolutely no need for it. The community has great slicers out there already. I'm not saying that you can't improve it, but as of right now, all the slicers that have been made by manufacturers of printers have not been good. It's always been the ones that do not have any printers that innovate the world in terms of slicers. Sorry to say, it's truthful, 100% truth. So, I don't like to consistently dog on a printer, but this thing is just not checking all my boxes. I hate to put it in a bad place for me because I do like Anycubic as a brand. I like their printers. I like the design of their printers. They have a far more robust printer than their direct competition. Now, their customer service is something to be tastefully inherited, but it's not horrible. I've dealt with far, far worse. So, again, I don't really want to leave this on a bad note. So, again, I have had some prints come off of this printer perfectly fine, but the majority of them they have not been very good. I've used several different resins to try and remedy the situation. I've used specifically Anycubic branded resin to try and rectify the situation, and nothing seems to really work. I just can't wrap my head around exactly what's going on. Now, to be in complete transparency, I have not reached out to the company. I have been super busy, or I've been sick on and off. It's just been a roller coaster ride the last couple months dealing with this stuff. So maybe I should have, reached out to the company before doing this review. But just know that that is in my wheelhouse to do. So take this with a grain of salt if you really want to. But I know several people that have this machine that print absolutely fine with it. Maybe I just got a bad batch. Who knows? It does happen from time to time. We're still going to work on it and see if we can get the kinks out of it and see what we can do. But as of right now, I can't really suggest this printer, at least from my point of view. But even all printing aside, with the abilities that this printer has, is astounding. The detection systems that it has in place is a testament to see where we're going with the resin printers in the world, and I'm here for it. I think it's still a long shot from being a perfect system, but we're going in the right direction, and I hope that we see more of it, and we see the technology advance even more for like the layer detection, the peel force detection, things like that. Those are great items to have. I absolutely love to see that, but there's other things that can go wrong that we don't really see that can be helpful with a resin printer. And again, hopefully in due time, we'll see those technologies come to fruition. And I just can't wait for that day. So kudos for Anycubic for stepping into that light and giving the new users a better printing experience right out of the box to help aid them in having as least failures as they possibly can. But again, even with me who, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, I really haven't had a good experience with this printer, at least as of yet. So probably will not be staying in my print farm just because I don't have the time or luxury to tinker around too much with a printer, but we'll give it some more chances. But if it still doesn't pass, I'm sorry, it's just got to go. And again, I really hate to just be negative Nancy about a review, but it really, in my experience with this printer, it hasn't been great. And that might be me ending this relationship with Anycubic. I hope not. I hope maybe they see the light in this and maybe better themselves. But if I do lose that relationship, then so be it. You know, I like to be as honest and truthful to you guys as much as I possibly can, and you know, tell you my exact experiences. You know, if it's not all sunshine and rainbows, I'm not going to sit there and be like, this is a great printer, it's been printing great, this and that, and then in reality, it's every other print that's been great. But I'm just showcasing you all the great stuff. I'm not like that. And I know that's not the algorithm. I know that's not what the internet wants, but that's what I'm going to do. That's how I am. I spit the truth. The truth is here. So, like I said, I'm going to try and work with it a little bit more and try and get it rectified. But as of right now, I'm a little disheartened with it. So, but other than that, like I said, it's a really cool printer. It's got a lot of cool features on it. Just some odd avenues that they took, like I said, with the auto refill and the air filtration system. I don't really get it, but maybe there's something behind it that I don't see. I really don't know. But hey, it is what it is. And I'll choose the air filtration over auto refill any day, because this is going to create far more mess than I'd like to have. And I've gotten myself down to a system where pretty much I have no mess in terms of resin printing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will link this down below if you guys are interested in purchasing the printer even. But again, take this review with a grain of salt. You know, check out some other channels, see what their experiences are. I know everybody has their flavor of content creator that, you know, they like. Again, I'm not for everybody, but I spit the truth as much as I possibly can. So, intermittent printing, and that's pretty much where we're going to leave it at. So, till next time, guys, happy printing. And don't forget to like and follow, share this out, hit that notification. Maybe we can do some more reviews of this. Take it easy. Happy printing.